Welcome to Satisfied You. Hi, I'm Camille. I am not going to waste too much time here doing introductions because I'm going to introduce myself to you properly in our first workshop today. But here is the first module that of course you'll be getting first thing on Sunday morning. So I want you to go ahead and watch this and action what you learn in this module, and we can talk about it a little more later in our workshop. This is your first 10-minute quick module where I'm going to teach you something and I expect you to action what I have taught you immediately today and start sharing your actioning of it in the Facebook group. I sent out an email to all of you, I want to say yesterday, explaining how everything is going to go in Satisfied You. And so this is your first module. As you know, the first module is the snacking solution. In our first workshop tomorrow, I am going to talk to you about the science of weight loss, the science of a calorie deficit. For the most part, Satisfied You is going to have a big emphasis on habits. We're going to talk about habit stacking, and we're essentially going to talk about how each day you're going to implement one of the habits that I'm teaching you about and how you're going to make sure you stay consistent with that each day. So let's talk about the snacking solution. Okay, so here's what you're probably thinking, and here's what most people think. When you start a diet, they think of two things. Either your snacks need to be clean, which to them means you're gonna have a fruit salad, you're gonna have an acai bowl, you're gonna have a fruit smoothie, you're gonna have something like that. Or they think I'm gonna just have an apple and that's it for the snack. Or if they're not even thinking about eating clean, they might think, okay, I'm gonna keep the snack small, so I'm just gonna have a bag of chips, or I'm just gonna have some crackers, or something small like that. But the reality is the perfect snack actually should be considered a small meal. And it cannot just be a carbohydrate. And you're gonna learn later today more about carbohydrates, what's classified as a carbohydrate, and how to be able to differentiate between picking carbohydrates or proteins or fats for your snacks and for your meals. So what typically happens when you have a snack that is all fruit or just a fruit smoothie, you have a crash after having a snack like that. And the snack is not satisfying enough to actually hold you for 2, 3, or 4 hours. So that's what we're going to try to combat. I want to show you how to actually put together a satisfying and large snack so that it can actually hold you over until your next meal. Another common issue that I see with clients when we start working together is that instead of having large meals or appropriately sized snacks, they end up having many small snacks essentially throughout the day, which means at no point in the day are you really satisfied for a meal. It means that each time you eat something, you're eating something small enough that it only holds you for an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and then you find yourself just hungry again, hungry again, hungry again. Even though you're trying to lose weight, even though that's the reason that you're here, I still want to make sure that you're going to eat meals that keep you full, keep you satiated, keep you satisfied. So funnily enough, one of the best ways to find a solution for snacking is to actually make your main meals larger. As I just mentioned before, I see that people often do many small meals and small snacks throughout the day. But if you think of your day as, let us say, 3 large main meals, and it's fine if it's 2 large main meals, if you're someone who doesn't really like to do breakfast and just prefers to do a kind of brunch and dinner meal, that's fine. But whatever your main meals are for the day, you have to make sure that they are decently sized. Now, when I say decently sized, right, it doesn't mean that you're just gonna have a big ass plate of whatever and just eat until you feel ridiculously full. No. For that main meal, it needs to have a major source of protein. It cannot just be all vegetables. People have a tendency to think, okay, I'm on a diet, I'm gonna have a huge plate of salad and a small piece of chicken. I actually want you to think of it as the opposite. I want you to have a ton of chicken or a ton of fish, a little bit of salad, a little bit of rice, or a little bit of potatoes. You get to choose which carbohydrate you would prefer to have. So I mentioned before that your snack cannot just be chips or an apple or a cup of coffee. It has to have a source of protein in it. And on the next slide, I'm going to show you exactly what your snack should look like instead of just being one of those individual things. Another solution for snacking is going to be having a larger breakfast. When people are dieting, whatever your first meal of the day is, people have a tendency to think, okay, maybe if I skip breakfast, that means I've cut 300 to 500 calories out of my day. So that means I'm going to lose weight. that then ends up backfiring on them. And later in the day, when they're preparing dinner, when they get home from work, when their willpower is basically at zero, they end up overeating or snacking to make up for the meal that they missed. So a really solid solution to stop mindless snacking is to eat a larger, satisfying breakfast. So you don't want to only have an apple or a cup of coffee for the snack, because essentially that is going to cause you to crash later. By adding a source of protein, it's going to help to regulate your blood sugars, keep you feeling fuller longer, and prevent that crash from happening later. So like you can see here, instead of just doing the cup of coffee, don't do that. I would rather see you have the cup of coffee and the bag of chips, but also have some Greek yogurt with it. Even though you're looking at it and you're thinking, Camille, that looks like too much of a meal if I'm on a diet. The fact that it is a combination of fats, carbs, and protein means that it is going to keep you feeling fuller longer, which is going to keep you from overeating later. So your action step for today is literally just to post a photo of your snack in the Facebook group. When you post the photo of your snack, I actually want you to get a little introspective with it, okay? There is going to be an aspect of it where you post a photo of your snack and you're thinking to yourself, this doesn't look like the snack that Camille said it should look like, or does my snack look good enough? Does my snack look like Camille thinks it should look? But a big part of the group here is that I'm going to get to give you feedback on that snack. And essentially, you're going to use my feedback and immediately action it the next day or the next snack. So let us say you post a photo of hummus and crackers as your snack in the Facebook group. Tomorrow or today, I'm going to say to you, tomorrow, why don't you have cheese and hummus and crackers as your snack? Because at least the cheese would give you a little more protein. Yes, the hummus has protein, but the hummus also is a major source of carbohydrates. So I'm going to try to help you to find a way to increase the protein in the snack. What was the source of protein that you chose in your snack? Do you feel good about the choice of protein? Do you feel like you're not actually sure what a source of protein is? Don't worry about that. In our first workshop, we're going to go over sources of protein, sources of carbohydrates, and sources of fats, and why you need to make sure you're eating all three of these macronutrients in your diet if you're on a weight loss journey. So that's it. That's all you have to do today. I want you to focus on snacking. I'm going to see you in our workshop later. And just to give you a quick recap, I want you to think of your snacks as mini meals. So don't make them too small. I want you to make sure that your snack has a solid source of protein in it. At this point, you can literally just Google what a source of protein is, or you can wait until our workshop later when I'm going to go over good common sources of protein. And I want you to post it in the group, and I want you to get introspective with it. I want you to tell me how you felt before the snack, ravenous. I want you to tell me how you felt after the snack. I want you to tell me if the snack held you for an hour, if it held you for 2 hours. I want you to tell me if you managed to work and didn't feel hungry for many hours until you looked up and you're like, hold on, like I should be hungry, like it's time to eat. It's important to kind of pay attention to how the snacks and the meals make you feel, because that's the only way that we can know if we need to make adjustments. If you've eaten a certain snack and you still find yourself having that energy crash, then it means that there was something in that snack that was off balance. So then we need to inspect that so that we can make adjustments for the next snack. So look out for your next module tomorrow morning. All the modules are going to be released each day, each morning, very early in the morning. You'll get them if you log into the portal and just go ahead and watch the video. And then you go ahead and take the action and show it to us in the Facebook group. Each day that you learn a new habit, or we focus on a new habit, you're going to do it that day, and then you go ahead and try and do it every single day after as well. That's the habit stacking portion of Satisfied You, where we are putting positive habits on top of one another.